Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about something that sounds scary on the surface, but often carries a much kinder message underneath: dreams of fire. If you've ever jolted awake from a scene of burning rooftops, a glowing mountain, or smoke crawling through rooms, you probably felt that little punch of fear. Is this a bad sign? Tonight, I want to walk you through a calmer, older way of looking at it, drawing on Japanese dream interpretation and a little practical psychology, so you can understand what your mind might be trying to tell you and what to do with that message when the sun comes up. Let's start with a gentle reset. A dream is not a sentence, it's a signal. Fire, especially in Japanese dream lore, is the signal of energy, raw, creative, life-thick energy. It's passion, drive, courage, libido, ambition, even the will to clean your life of what's stale and start again. That's why so many fire dreams are actually lucky. If you can picture the flames in your dream, bright, tall, vigorous, that often mirrors a rising tide inside you. Motivation, love, money luck, a renewed appetite for life. Think of great fires in nature. They terrify, but they also clear a forest floor so new growth can explode. Your dream may be telling you, the field is clearing. Something new is ready to sprout. Now, the exact meaning shifts with three things: how the fire burns, where it burns, and what you do in response. Let's walk through each. First, the way it burns. When you dream of a blaze that roars, heat that you can feel on your skin, flames that climb high into the night, this is prosperity energy. People often see work momentum right after. A project finally lands, money loosens, or a relationship gets warmer and more committed. In love, this kind of fire can mean renewed attraction, a courage to confess, rest, or even the start of a family line flourishing. The psyche is saying, your fuel is topped up, use it. But not every fire feels like a festival. Sometimes you wake with the image of charred beams and gray ash stuck in your mind more than the fire itself. Sometimes it's the smoke, thick, black, choking. Those details matter. Burned ruins in dreams often mean emotional burnout. You've been good for too long, too responsible, too accommodating, too always on, and your joy flame is starving for oxygen. Black smoke is the sign of friction and confusion. It's the mind warning. Your engine's running hot, misfiring, and if you keep pushing, you'll stall. When you get the ash or smoke version, the prescription isn't panic, it's maintenance. Hydrate your life. Say no more often. Get quiet. Walk under trees. Choose early nights. A rested mind doesn't produce black smoke. Second, the place. In dream language, setting is symbolism. Your home, your parents' home, your neighbor's place, your school or office, the mountain beyond town, each is a different map pin. If your own house is ablaze and those flames rise straight and strong, that is a classic lucky dream. Home is the symbol of self and family line. Strong vertical flames at your house say, vitality is moving through the roots and the roof. In some traditions, this points to prosperity that can ripple to descendants. Healthy children, thriving family ventures, reconciliations that heal old cracks in the walls of the heart. If sparks jump from a neighbor's eaves to yours and your roof catches, but you feel more thrilled than terrified, that can mean visible luck entering by way of others. An introduction, a recommendation, a chance that arrives through someone else's door. If you dream of fire at school or work, the message splits in two. And both are good. 1. Problems are clearing. Sticky politics melt, lingering conflicts burn down to ash, deadlines that felt endless suddenly end. 2. Your standing rises. Companies that dreamers work for sometimes post a win, bosses notice, evaluations improve, or a new team forms that actually fits. You might also find your circle changing, new colleagues, fresh friends, a sense that the room has more oxygen than before. Fire here is renovation. If your childhood home, your parents' place, burns hot and bright, the dream lifts its hand toward family fortune. Someone in the household may catch a big break, an illness may ease, or a long, painful rift could mend. In these dreams, the taller the flames, the bigger the blessing. Old advice says, clean the house after a dream like this, literally or symbolically. Tidying is a way of agreeing with the dream. Yes, I'm making space for what's coming. What about the neighbor's house? Neighbor is code for your immediate environment, coworkers, casual friends, the people you brush against every week. A neighbor's blaze can mean the small dramas around you are reaching a climax and will resolve. But your reaction matters. If you're calm, maybe you're detached in a healthy way. If you feel anxiety and do nothing, the dream may be calling you to address a problem you've been pretending isn't there. A second meaning of the neighbor fire: frustration with timing. You want a wish to ripen, but crosswinds and little accidents keep delaying it. The wisdom here is patience with momentum. Keep tending the flame. Don't try to yank the fruit off the branch. A mountain fire is special. Mountains are your life's big goals: the long climb, the exam you've been studying for, the startup you're nurturing, the personal summit you haven't told anyone about. When the whole ridgeline glows, your determination is awake and the path is opening. The higher the blaze, the more your effort can translate into victory if you keep feeding the right fuel: discipline, allies, rest. But if only a small patch smolders and never spreads, that's a storm warning. Obstacles are gathering. No tragedy, just a cue to check your plan, your team, your timing. Better boots, better map, better weather window. Third, your behavior in the dream. Are you sprinting away from the heat? Are you frozen, staring? Are you pulled from danger by someone else? Are you grabbing a hose, dousing flames? Running from the fire usually means you sense change coming, and it scares you, not because it's bad, but because it's big. Maybe you know a relationship needs to evolve, a job needs to be left, a truth needs to be said. Your deeper self lights the scene to say, transformation is here. If you wake from that one, do one brave small thing this week. Send the email, book the lesson, ask for the meeting. Momentum shrinks fear. Standing stunned, watching, is the dream of suppression. You've been corking your emotions, desire, anger, grief, love, so tightly that the pressure is setting the room on fire while you pretend nothing is happening. Or you're watching a chance blaze right in front of you and refusing to move because movement would make you visible. These dreams invite expression. Journal badly, cry hard, tell the truth softly, move a little toward the heat. Being rescued from a fire is not weakness, it's wisdom. It means your ambitions are valid and your energy is high, but you also crave support. You want a mentor, a partner, a teammate, a therapist, someone to steady your ladder while you climb. The medicine here is outreach. Ask. Collaborate. Most mountains are summited in teams. Trying to extinguish the fire shows emotional self-control. You know your temperament. You feel the heat of anger, lust, drive, and you're choosing where to pour it. If your efforts put the fire out, that's balance. If you spray and it still rages, that's a message that you're close to overload. Take a strategic pause. Pull the plug out of the wall for a weekend. Let your nervous system cool until your hands stop shaking. Now, 2 caution signs deserve extra attention. First, black smoke. If the dream's headline is the smoke itself, thick, oily, suffocating, your energy is real but misused. Stress is trapping it, turning potential into pollution. In waking life, that can look like repeated mistakes, snapping at people you love, or attracting silly conflicts. The antidote is not more effort, it's more space. Walk after dinner. Put your phone in another room. Drink water. Say, "Can we talk about this tomorrow?" Black smoke clears when the air clears. Second, flames spreading from one building to another. That image means emotion is leaking into places it shouldn't. You're letting resentment at work color your relationship, or obsession with a goal burn through your health, or excitement about someone new scorch your boundaries. The instruction is containment. Create edges. Keep your promises to sleep, to friends, to food, to silence. Passion in a hearth warms a home. Passion on the curtains burns it down. So what do you do the morning after a fire dream? First, name it without drama. A fire visited me last night. This instantly shifts you from victim to witness. Second, ask 3 questions. Where is my energy high right now? Where is it blocked? Where can I direct it with kindness? If you got the lucky tall flame version, leverage it. Make the pitch, confess the love, ship the art, study with joy. If you got the ash or smoke version, restore yourself. Sleep like it's your job, simplify your calendar, and talk to one trustworthy person. If the dream highlighted family, call home. If it highlighted work or school, clear your desk, renegotiate one deadline, and do the next honest hour. If it lit a mountain, plan like a climber. Route, gear, partner, weather. Another gentle practice from old tradition: tidy something after a fire dream. Wash a bowl, sweep an entryway, empty a bag you haven't touched in months. Cleaning is ritualized agreement with renewal. I'm making room for the new growth. And remember, if the dream showed trouble, it also showed you early. That's a kindness. You get to steer. Knowing that a crossroads is coming lets you arrive rested, resourced, and humble enough to choose well. Before we close, let's stitch this together in a few living examples. Imagine you dream your apartment is roaring with bright flames that lick the ceiling, and you feel awe rather than fear. During the week that follows, say yes to opportunities that stretch you. The collaboration request, the dinner with someone you admire, the application you've been sitting on. That dream is a tailwind. Use it before it shifts. Imagine you dream of your office on fire, and you're outside watching, strangely relieved. That's your psyche giving you permission to end a season. Maybe the tough project finally ends. Maybe you finally ask for a transfer. Maybe you stop volunteering to be the fixer for problems that aren't yours. Let the old floor plan burn. Build a better one. Imagine you dream of black smoke filling a corridor while you run from room to room. That is a direct order to de-stress now. Call the friend who makes you laugh. Book the checkup. Cancel the non-essential plan. Eat slowly. If you ignore it, your life will force a slower pace in less fun ways. Imagine a mountain glowing bright while you climb a steady path and someone up ahead reaches down to pull you up. Wake up and send 3 messages. 1 to a mentor, 1 to a peer, 1 to someone you could mentor. That keeps the rope moving in both directions and turns the dream into action. And finally, if you dream that flames jump to the next house and then the next, and you're yelling but not thinking, that's a cue to practice response instead of reaction. For the next month, add 10 seconds before you speak when you're heated. Inhale, exhale, then answer. You'll save 3 fights you never needed to have. Here's the deepest gift of fire dreams. They train you to see change as sacred. They insist that endings are beginnings wearing a dramatic costume. They remind you that your life has seasons and that you are allowed to shed a skin to grow a new one. When you honor that rhythm, by resting when you're smoky and acting when you're blazing, you stop fearing the flames. You start tending them. If you had a fire dream recently, write 1 sentence about it tonight. 1 detail, 1 feeling, 1 guess at its message. Carry that line like a warm coal in your pocket for a week. Let it heat the choices you make. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope the next time fire visits your dreams, you'll meet it with curiosity instead of fear, and wake with a plan instead of panic. If this helped you, share it with someone who woke from a hot, bright night and needs a softer morning. Take good care of your energy, keep your hearth tended, and I'll see you in the next one.